Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Michaela Peters. Today I'm going to talk to you a bit about how my whole housing search thing went that I was taking care of last week, as well as maybe some other news, which is basically that I'm just thinking about reducing the quantity of my YouTube videos. I'm not saying the quality is going to change because I still suck at editing videos, but I'm getting tired, and I was thinking about maybe switching it where every other day, like I do one day in Russian and one day in English, and just keep going back and forth with that, or maybe a ratio of something like 2 to 1 since my Russian videos do tend to be more popular. I'm also getting to this weird point where a lot of people who I know in real life are starting to watch my videos, and then they come and talk to me about my videos, which somehow feels way more awkward than people just talking to me about my Instagram profile, where it's like, oh, I saw that you were here and you're traveling a lot, and I'm like, yes. Which, I was also thinking about making a video talking about how I've traveled while staying out of debt, and basically the answer to that is don't enjoy things about your life when you're in the US and use all that money to travel. But I could get more in the weeds with that. Anyway, that's a side tangent, but yeah, I'm just getting to this awkward point where people are approaching me and talking to me about my YouTube channel. I'm not really like sure what to say because as much as I'm pretty open on here, I'm not that way in real life, I guess. It's kind of weird. My family members were saying that they learned more about me listening to my YouTube channel than actually talking to me, so that says something. Alright, so anyway, that's the other news is I'm thinking about decreasing quantity. I just have a lot going on right now. Aside from working the 2 jobs, I gotta start doing my research for my PhD and cleaning my room or something like that. Trying to like prepare for moving things around. Eek, don't like that. Alright, so I'm going to talk about how the housing thing went because basically it was a huge epic fail, which the house was beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, the way I felt about it is when I used to work at NASA and people used to be like, I love Johnson Space Center, but I wish I could literally pick it up and put it anywhere but in Houston. And that's exactly how I felt about this house. It's like, this house is like my house soulmate, but just not where it is. And that's why when you're looking at real estate, it's always location, location, location. And I've already learned this. I know this is how it goes. And the location was not it for me, and also it definitely wasn't it for me because I was in the house and the first thing that happened to me was I got bit by a mosquito. Nope, that's not gonna work. That was a sign right there that this is not it because I hate getting bit by mosquitoes. It's actually something I really love about where I live. So in the summer, I will go work outside and like tan while I'm working because I don't know because it's a learned behavior from my Italian side of the family, and I don't get bit by mosquitoes. I know you get bit by mosquitoes in shade. Sometimes the mosquitoes will start coming out around 5 p.m. But normally I'm just out there and I don't get bit. So I need to be somewhere where I don't get bit by mosquitoes. Even though, honestly, in Finland in the summer, eek, not great. I need to get bit by mosquitoes there. So that was not great. I think it's because it was near a reservoir where I was looking, so that's probably how they were breeding, something like that. And it was just, let's just say that I was like the only white person there, and I was like, yeah, how would this be on a day to day? Like, maybe getting more attention than I'm used to because of looking different. Which, fun fact, that's actually kind of why I stopped speaking Spanish and I switched to speaking Russian because nobody looks at me and thinks I shouldn't be speaking Russian. They just kind of listen and they're like, that accent is off. But with Spanish, it's like, oh, a gringa is speaking Spanish, and I'm like, eh. And then it's a lot of attention. I mean, granted, I'm getting a lot of attention on the channel. That's another thing that actually this doesn't bother me that much, but it is interesting to see how people are a lot of men are trying to talk to me from the Russian side of my YouTube, like to personally talk to me, and I'm just kind of like, ugh. I mean that's calmed down a little bit, but it's still a lot, you know. I'm just like, all right, that's not why I'm making the YouTube channel. But anyway, and yeah, and culturally, Russian people are very, you're 28 and you're not married. What's wrong with you? You're like you're crazy and a wild woman or something. I don't know. But yeah, and I also found it interesting that in Kyrgyzstan I was like not desirable because I was Western, and I'm confused about why I'm so desirable to Russian men if I am Western because it's very there are some things that are similar and some things that are different about Russian versus US culture, but that's a video for another time. Okay, so yeah, this house was beautiful. So my mom is super great at interior design and has always had such a beautiful house or beautiful apartment or wherever she lives. And this guy's house was like that. It was so beautiful. Like I thought it was staged, but no, that's actually just how that guy lives. and everything was so picturesque, and the lawn was beautiful and stuff. The rest of the neighborhood was kind of and the streets were very narrow. So that's one thing. And honestly, it's just the location. It was like way too close to some areas that were kind of sketch, and I was like, I know I want to buy a house, but I'm not going to sacrifice my safety. So I'm going to keep looking, and I constantly scour the pages of Zillow to see what's available. Right now, I'm currently looking in South Jersey. This doesn't mean I'm actually going to go anywhere. South Jersey is still by the beach, and somewhere there. Why? Because I like the beach, and I actually like it when it becomes less densely populated, and it's still New Jersey, and it's still maybe close to some major airports. I don't know. So anyway, those are some thoughts. But this housing tour, no, it was super cool. The other problem was it has lead paint, which is an issue if you're going to rent out to people, like rent a room to somebody or something, which was my plan, right? I explained that. So that's not good. Yeah, just the location was sketch. Yeah, but the house was really nice. And I did learn about, the amount of money that I, for instance, can pre-qualify for, even independently if I were getting a house. So now I know more what my range would look like if I was trying to get a house, so that's really cool. But for now, I decided, even though I don't want to, and it's hard for me, to try to calm down and save more money for the next year for a down payment. So that's kind of what a lot of people do who live at home. The average age of buying a home in the US is now 36. It did used to be 28. So if I'm 28, sounds like I would have needed to move out if it was like 6 years ago, but now it's not the case anymore. Yeah, I think that stat, the age 28 one was from 2018, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like I talked about this in another video already a while ago. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I mean, it was a good experience. I'm just going to keep looking and wait until the Prince Charming house comes to me, because I know it will, or Prince Charming location situation, whatever it is. And also it was very emotionally draining because I was so emotionally attached to the idea of this house because it was so beautiful. And then I was like, but it's just in the wrong spot. And that's how a lot of things are sometimes. You think like, okay, this is the one. And then you realize it's not. That happens with a lot of things. People, jobs, everything. So, yeah. So that's all I really have. I did take a video of it, and I want to edit it and show it because it was so beautiful, and I asked if I was allowed to record the house, and I was. So I'm going to try to do that later because it was so pretty. Oh my gosh. Like, I can't get over it. It was so nice. And I just loved that it still had this kind of vintage feel to it because it's an older house, I want to say from like the 30s or the 60s or something. And like it still had some of that like older charm, but yeah, with like new design, and it was still modern but historic at the same. It was so cool. I just loved it. Like it was a design miracle. Okay, miracle is a strong word, but it was so beautiful. I just can't get over it. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, and me and my friend were like, okay, let's just wait another year and think about going somewhere else. Yeah, I'm just generally pretty confused. I don't like admitting that I'm confused. It makes me uncomfortable, but I'm going to admit that here because I'm confused about what to do next, and I'm hoping it will become clearer, but for now, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, all the crazy things, working a lot and doing research and stuff, and doing this on the side, maybe continuing to slow it down. And yeah, just because, I don't know, I'm not really sure what the purpose of this YouTube channel is anymore. Wow, it's very existential here. No, I mean, I enjoy answering the questions and, trying to meet the needs of my audience and continuing to create interesting content. I mean, the fact that I do have people in real life coming up to me and telling me that they watch my videos, I guess means that they're interesting enough that people like listening to me. But I just feel like it does take time out of my day that I could be being more productive with other things, even though this is still a hobby. So we'll see what's going to happen. It also depends if I just start getting lazy and start running out of content ideas. Because I do want to have more cultural comparisons. And also the English videos are so much easier, obviously. Because it's my native language, which some of the Russian people don't know, by the way. They're just like, oh, why do you speak English so well? Somebody also asked if my teeth were real. That was a funny comment. One of the Russian comments. Alright. Yeah, so that's everything for today. I'm going to keep looking. I don't even know what else to say about the housing search stuff. And yeah, it's going to take some time because you really need to get the down payment money together, and that's a really big obstacle for people. And I'm supposed to utilize this time that I'm at home with my parents, stop traveling and save for a down payment. Very hard for me. Although I've been doing a good job of doing that this year, I've really just been focusing on working and maintaining my Finnish residency. So I pretty much only go to Finland. I don't really like go to a lot of fun places anymore. But that will change later this year. I'll keep you posted. All right, so that's everything I have for today, and maybe until 2 days from now, we'll see how I'm feeling. All right, thank you everybody, and until my next video. Bye.